What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are doing something that is going to be a first for the channel. We are going to be recording a podcast. So it is going to be myself, and introduce yourself, Dale.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Dale. I don't know. Some people here might know me, some people might not. I was part of DBG stream for the 250k. Just another, fellow Irishman who loves basketball and 2k.
Yeah, he is the guy that sounds more like. Actually, fuck it, I don't even care about YouTube. He's the guy who sounds a lot more like my YouTube voice, and I actually sound like my YouTube voice. So, yeah, that's what he's commonly known as. He's commonly known as DBG's YouTube voice. But yeah, the reason why I've started doing this is honestly, I've just started watching a lot of podcasts and then seeing things like the one that Jazz was doing. I was like, you know what, I might as well start this myself. It could be a little bit funny. And I know that the vast majority of people that watch this channel, they're not watching for top quality gameplay. They're watching to listen to some random Irish lad talk about the game mode. So why not talk about the game mode with a little bit of structure? So this is going to be the first episode, and it will be the only episode posted on this channel. The rest of episodes, as well as clips, are going to be posted to the Mick channel. Again, you guys want me to upload more on that? I'm going to do something on that channel. So we got that there, and I don't want to overload the DBG channel with even more videos because it's already too many. So, again, this is going to be talking a lot about my team because as you guys know, I say we've been locked down in Ireland. We've got another Irish guy on here. There's not much going on in Ireland, is there, Dale?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't even know how long we've been in this full lockdown now for. It's just, it feels like eternity. I don't know what it's like to see the outdoors anymore. Nowhere's open around my area except for a grocery store and an off license. That's literally it. I could go walk in the park, but it's raining.
I mean, on my road, it was so long since I've been outside that I didn't realize they put a cycle lane on the middle of my road. And because a bunch of houses don't have driveways, they had to get parking for them. So there's now you can now park in the middle of the road, and the cars are able to swerve in and out. There's parking spots on a bus lane, so they're trying to make buses swerve in and out of the road. There are cars that are refusing to move and are being clamped with signs outside their cars saying we are not moving. The city council has designated this a parking space, and there's carnage outside my door. I have not realized it because of the old lockdown grind and going with the restrictions.
Yeah, staying indoors. I have blackout curtains in my room, so when I say I haven't seen daylight, I really truly mean it. If I'm not outside to get groceries, I don't go outside anymore. It's bad. It's bad.
That is grim. So yeah, my team. How are you finding so far this year? Or how are you finding so far this season? Because obviously this year it's been 15 different things have changed. How are you finding the season so far?
This season, I mean, they started it off with a bang, really, didn't they? Those radioactive packs, you get Giannis, T-Mac, and Reem in one set. They really,
you didn't even
really wanted to start this one off right.
What?
I know I feel like you're gonna.
You didn't even mention AK.
Oh yeah, I forgot about AK. I did forget about AK. He is on my team. S tier cone.
It's mad when T-Mac Dark Matter might be the fourth best player in a set that came out.
Depends on who you talk to. Yeah. I don't have him personally. I really want to get him, but
I mean, you can argue it. You can argue he's number 4.
Yeah. I mean, he's the one I don't have, right? I kind of want him, but it's also a card that's at a position that's so stacked right now.
Yeah.
It's a 600k card that'll do the same job as everyone else I have at that position,
Yeah, and
He looks fun, though. He looks
very fun. But have you used Lionel Messi yet? Lionel Simmons?
No, I haven't. I have used Tad Young, though, for limited, and he is He is a baller.
You need to give him handles for. If you give Tad Young handles for days, he's better than 50% of the Galaxy Opals in the game. I stand by that statement.
He is really good.
He's better than 50% of the Opals.
I mean, what's he got? 40 gold badges or something?
44 gold, 2 offs.
Yeah, there was someone. I can't remember the comparison someone made that he was better than. It was a higher rated card that you could actually make the argument he's better than, but I can't remember who it was for the life of me.
He's got every single stat that matters above 85.
What base did they give him this year?
Wade on quick.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And he can curry as well, like.
Yeah, that is very true. This set was very good, honestly. Like, there was something for everyone in this set.
Yeah, and we got our meme. We got our potential meme card of the year.
Which one? Yuta.
Yeah,
Yuta. I haven't used them yet. I haven't, but I haven't used them yet. Wait. Oh, he's 5'9". Oh,
yeah.
No.
Oh, like, no. Did you not see the triple threat game that I used him in just for a meme on the No Money Spent squad?
I haven't watched it yet.
He stole.
I haven't.
I posted it on Twitter. I'll bring it up now, and it'll be on screen. But basically, what I did was, he stripped Jordan twice, the Dark Matter Jordan. Display capture. We got. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in here. The Legend of Yuta begins. So he hits like a half-court curry slide shot. And then he goes and greens, whatever, comes off pick and roll greens, behind the back into a curry from like near half court green. Then Jordan's going to the basket. He strips Jordan, runs down, gets a showdown. This is Dark Matter comic book Jordan, like strips, comes down, gets a dunk. Then ISOs, goes down and gets a contact showtime over Kevin Durant, and then gets a chase down block on Dark Matter Jordan. I'm watching this now, it's on screen. Comes right down post after the chase down. Gets wide open off a momentum behind the back green.
I haven't even looked. What base has he got? I didn't even look at any of his stats.
Steph on
honestly.
quick.
That's good, yeah. I do love a bit of Steph Curry. Oh wait, he's got 46 gold badges. Yeah,
he's obviously not going to be usable in like any sort of setting. Not even in a competitive setting. He's not even going to be great in Unlimited. But you know what he's going to be great doing? If you just want to run around and score every point with a 5'9" player.
Nate Robinson, eat your heart out, I guess.
Nate Robinson's better. Yuta's funnier. Because I can just scream Yuta every time he does anything.
I'm just glad we finally got, my favorite center from 2K20, Mark Eaton. I did lock in for that card last year. No regrets.
You locked in for everybody in 20.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. Every set was liable to be locked in last year.
Like, I mean,
I did lock in like all those moments of the weeks and everything. Like, it was bad.
Yeah, I remember coming up against you I didn't know who you were, and it was my very first day I streamed, and my very first game of the stream, I'm like 3-0 and I'm trying to go 12-0. It was my very, this is stage I had like 90 viewers in a stream. It was my very first stream right as lockdown started. I load up into a game. This is like March, by the way. So the first Anthony Davis had been got like 3 days before this. Come up, Anthony Davis, Dwayne Wade, point guard Ben Simmons. I'm like, what? What the hell is this?
Yeah, it was literally every card in the game. I can't even remember who I had at that point. It was definitely like Ben Wade. There was probably a Giannis in there somewhere. P-Mac. AD. I don't know, yeah. Yeah. I gave you the win, though, I'm a nice guy.
I mean, you should have. You stream sniped me.
That is also true. I was on a stream snipe tear back in the day. But I always gave it the win,
Yeah.
I wasn't one of the stream snipers who, stream sniped someone and took the win.
Unless
it was Jack.
Jack, jeez. I've only ever faced Jack once in like a mess game, and Jack actually beat me. Jack was really good last year.
I don't think I maybe beaten Jack once. Like, he's honestly got my number when we play.
Jack's
His record against me is very good.
Jack was trying to think of the most underrated players in Europe last year. Probably Jack and JD.
Yeah. honestly.
Like JD's a weird one because when JD just is playing unlimited, he's not very good. But when he locks in, he is really good at the game.
I mean, Jack, the only way I know definitely beat Jack is to get him mad, because I know when he's mad, he crumbles.
Yeah,
kind of.
Jack versus Danny last year in Fat Balls tournaments. So like,
I didn't even see it.
It was a battle for last place in the group. Whoever won finished last. Because Danny lost his first 2 games because Fat Balls tournament basically had to run a 5-man.
Oh yeah, that was the Aleifa code.
So all the My Team guys were screwed because we all use our benches. So the only people that had like an advantage were, it was like JD because he had Opal Ream when everyone else was running Taco. Not Taco, running Thon Maker at center. It was like
Wait, was that the out of position Thon or the other one?
No, the other one. Because it was like a salary cap. You only had a certain amount of salary. But Galaxy Opals were barely more than Pink Diamonds. So like my team, I think the team that won it was Air up there. But he won it because he had Opal Ream and point guard Giannis on his team. And then he had like DiVincenzo. Like he had DiVincenzo, Cam Reddish, and someone else to 4. But like my team was like Danny Manning, Cam Reddish, Pete Maravich running my offense through. And I'm like, I got to the semis. I was like, yeah, this is a...
No Pete Maravich slander. We did get the best point guard in the game yesterday, so just saying.
How is he better than Magic Johnson?
You cannot... Don't let anyone tell you, anyone listening to this, don't let anyone tell you Pete Maravich isn't the best point guard in the game, because I promise he is.
On next gen, Pete Maravich is the best.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it an argument. I'm not gonna make that argument. And he also does come with gold pucks, so...
That was such a random badge as well. It's like, why does he have it? I mean, like once, because I gave him like all the defensive badges and he's missing like 5 badges and none of them he really needs.
One of the funny things about like the D-Pucks is that nobody realized how overpowered it was. And then once people realized how overpowered it was, it's now like, this is a viable way of playing the game. Shooting a post hook every possession.
Yeah, if you center those post hooks, they're really hard to stop.
Well, they are and they aren't.
I have to on-ball them.
You have to if you off-ball them, they're unguardable.
Yeah, you're not getting a contest.
Like,
and you have to like preemptively jump at them.
Am I right in saying that's the best way of beating a bait defender? Because no matter how well someone swings, no matter what they do, they are not guarding post hooks unless they on-ball.
A lot of people just try to send bodies at you though when you post up and try to get an easy steal.
Yeah, but if you know what you're doing, like if you send a double team in the post, there's a 75% chance you're giving an open 3-pointer.
That is also very true.
Again, against like a good player, like if you're Ty and you're throwing double at me, then it's obviously not going to work. But if you're playing against JLB or something who's a post scorer in Pro-Am, and like Giannis will hit a wide open shooter. He's not going to get baited.
Yeah, that is very true.
Like if those guys, like people that are actually good at it, like I know people are saying with me, it's just like everyone in my comment section, you wouldn't go out in a competitive setting and post hook. I was like, I probably would because I'm not good enough to win any other way. Like,
no, it works for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, Giannis popped me when I played him. Just was talking with Yao Ming, so
yeah.
He has the defense to back it up too, so like I couldn't score, and he was also just post hooking me every possession.
And in Cry Mouse, I'm just waiting for Cry Mouse. I don't know what it is for him. Like he doesn't really enter tournaments, but he is like the people were in fear of him. Like Splash was legitimately like when he heard Cry Mouse to qualify. I don't know why he didn't pass the background check, but when Splash heard Cry Mouse qualified, he literally was just like, "I'm moving over to Xbox. I quit."
No one wants to go against these post scorers, man.
They don't know how, because they don't know how to stop it necessarily. Because you play against for every one good post scorer you come up against 100 people karate chopping lanes and rim running and triggering showtime and 3-hunting. You're so used to that, and then when you come up against these good post players, you have no idea what to do. It says Zeb nearly beat Honest.
Yeah,
and like Zeb's meh. Like he's not like he's good. As in, like, he could win 99% of unlimited games, but I mean, as far as competitive players in the world. I think he'd probably say himself he's not in the top 4 players in the world. But he looked like it.
Who was the first game he played when it was like the 4 overtimes just from post hooking?
Victimize. We called it. We called the post hook match before it even happened.
That was classic.
It's like
It was just like they literally like traded 2 as the last like 3 overtimes just by post hooking. Like there was shots that could have been taken and they just didn't.
Oh, like that
It was
is
entertaining though. It was very entertaining.
that is one of just the craziest things. So we are through about 15 minutes. So we're gonna go on to our first section type thing. We do plan on bringing like guests on for future ones, and there's gonna be obviously different 5 different questions. So we've got overrated or underrated. So Dale has no idea what I've chosen as the 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Dale answer all of these first, and then wait, I only have 4 of them. As a maths teacher, I'm bad
come
at
up with
counting
one on the
numbers.
fly.
Overrated or underrated? We're gonna start off post hooking. Post hooking.
Underrated.
Sorry?
Underrated.
Why?
Underrated.
Why?
Why? Not enough people use it. I don't think it's overrated because no one talks about it besides like you and like JLB. No one utilizes it, so I would say it's underrated because if done right, it is very effective.
Yeah, I'm gonna say underrated as well because it's so funny. All of my videos, nobody post hooks because it's not a good tactic. Post hooking's not good. You're ass if you post hook. And it's just like, so you can't post hooking's unrealistic. But making Taco Fall go into some speed burst animation where he has 115 speed because he's 7'7" or 7'5", so he's so big that the burst animation gives him 120 speed, and then he's triggering these mad animations, so that's fine. But shooting a post hook with a 7'5" player is unrealistic. Like, do people in this community
here when it's like shooting a hook with Kareem because like that's literally what he did his whole career.
Do people not hear themselves? They're like, it's post hooking's an exploit because it's impossible to stop the skyhook. It was impossible to stop. It's impossible to stop the skyhook in real life. It doesn't matter if it's 2K. It is impossible to stop the skyhook.
Like, oh, but look at how far you're doing it from. But there is clips of like
he was doing it from that far,
from the 3-point line. I'm sure Kareem was doing the same.
Kareem was skyhooking free throws like from the free throw line with ease, with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
yeah, I wouldn't say it's overrated at all.
No, I will say
a few players do it.
Yeah,
unless you're a park player, because they like dominate like the 1v1 courts most of the time, but that's like the only situation.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, with as far as the park players go, is post hooking doesn't dominate pro-am.
No.
And you would assume that if it was actually this ultra overpowered unstoppable tactic that it would dominate pro-am.
Yeah, I could see where you're going with that.
Park players are just like there's levels. There's the pro-am guys. We will all admit the pro-am guys are the best at the game. The elite pro-am guys.
Yeah.
Then there's MyTEAM/stage at number 2. The stage guys are the best at getting open, the best at shooting the ball, and probably the best at on-ball defense. The MyTEAM guys are better than stage guys in terms of IQ and rotations. And we're talking about like high-level players. And then there's the My League guys, and then there's the park guys.
The My League guys.
Have you not seen Slim Mamba play?
I haven't watched them play because most of the My League guys I watch just do rebuilds, so they don't actually play the game.
That's just a joke, but the standard on park is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, for the most part, I would agree. I wouldn't say it's like as bad on current gen in terms of like not going against as many bad players because there's no stage on next gen, right? So like the sweats do be out there in the park. But on current gen, yeah,
that is true.
It's bad.
That is true. I haven't played park on next gen, but on current gen, I just remember going in with my pure stretch, power forward, and being a primary ball handler, speed glitching into 3-point shots and scoring 21 points in every game.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But yeah, so that's our first category over. Hopefully I can find a way to cut this into an 8-minute long video to throw on the other channel. DBG explains why post hooking is so effective. Um, okay, our first of the official ones. Overrated, underrated. 2K forums.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, 2KDB doesn't count, right?
No. But
Okay, so
it
I know
may.
what those count.
The spreadsheet counts.
I mean, that's definitely not overrated. That was a game changer. I would say for the most part, they're probably a little bit overrated.
You going?
It's not clear cut though.
Do you have a reason?
I just see a lot of dumb things being said on those forums. I'm not gonna lie.
But there's dumb things said everywhere. Like you could make a
That is true.
like, you could make a compilation of dumb things I've said, of dumb things Ty Debo has said, of dumb things like I'm not considering myself a top player.
Fair.
You can make a compilation of dumb things, but if you put 100 of us in the room, you can make a daily compilation of dumb things we say.
True, very true. I don't know if you can definitively say they're underrated or overrated because I don't know how many people actually use them and like gas them up. You know, I would say if you're making me be super specific about it, 2K gamer underrated, Reddit overrated, is what I would say if I'm being really specific.
I mean, I only look at Reddit because it's so funny. They hate me, and it's funny. Like, it's actually funny reading some of the stuff about you. Where it's like, it's not even like, there's sometimes you'll get like insults from people, and you're like, oh crap, that kind of hits hard. But like, the Reddit one is just funny.
There's just a lot of crazy stuff on that Reddit.
But like, there was a post, and it was like, things for my team, and it was like this whole post. It was all about like use cards you like, just all the tips everyone gives, and then it ends with or it's like things you need to know with my team, and it was like whatever, use the cards you like. It's more important. You'll win more if you use cards you like. And in the end, one DBG is a fucking weirdo. I'm just like what?
I remember, like, I can't remember what the thread was about.
But this is like a 500-word essay, and it just ends with that, and I'm like, what?
There was something that was said, and I brought up your name, and I said like something good, I guess, about you, and people literally like responded to my comment being like, DBG, get off your burner account. And I was just like, what is your problem?
The worst is mention his name. Like, there's times where it's like, I'll go in and respond in that Reddit, but like the only times I'll normally respond is when someone start messaging me on Twitter being like, caught something like, you've been caught. We can see your burner. I'm literally just like, no. If I'm posting, I'll post as myself. You all know what my Reddit is like. DBGYT. I will post under it, but it's like I don't. Oh, I don't.
So I got off that Reddit page when I went on there like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and someone put up a post how they just got Goat Kobe, and I was like, I gotta get out of here, man. Like,
fair play to them getting Goat Kobe at this stage. Still going for it.
I mean, that's commitment,
but I do think they are underrated, as in they're a great place. Like, I get a lot of my information from them. They are a great place to learn
information,
but they're the most toxic. They're the most toxic. Like, if you think that Twitter's toxic for 2K, you've never been on one of these forums.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of toxicity in there.
Like, if you've even seen, like, there's a new one, 2K Universe, and like, I feel so bad for Sam. For like 6-man Sam, my team dev, if you guys don't know.
Yeah,
he just gets abuse on these sites. He just gets abuse. He doesn't, like, his job is the MyTEAM producer. He doesn't have to be anything in the community. He doesn't have to talk to any of us, and he does it. Like, it's not even his job description. He does it on top of his job. So he's putting in extra hours just to contact people to try help the game, and he just gets abuse on these sites.
I believe that 2K Universe one was started by like some guy who got banned off 2K Gamer. So
yeah, I have an account on there. I don't really plan on posting it because I was just like,
I have an account on there, but I have not gone on that website in months. Honestly.
Yeah, I just got start getting spam messages from people about how 2K Universe is better than 2K DB, and I'm just like, I don't care what the name of the site is. I just want my team information. So I'm literally just there refreshing both of them at the same time to see for any leaks, because it's quicker than Twitter, because I've got most people muted on Twitter.
Fair.
So yeah,
I mean, 2K Universe and 2K Gamer are kind of one and the same. Like
they are. Like, that's the thing is, like, there is only a few bad ones. It's like, at their best, they're great, but they do delve into the more toxic side of the community.
Absolutely.
But they are
Absolutely.
like, I would, if you are interested in my team, you want to learn more about the mode, I would advise people to even sign up and occasionally check these sites.
Yeah. I tell everyone to sign up for 2K Gamer.
Definitely sign up for both. Sign up for both of them. Sign up for Gamer Universe, and heck, sign up for Reddit for all. For all, like, they're decent for information. You'll learn more about the mode for that, and you don't have to look at them. It's just they are the kind of extremes, like, on all these forums.
Some, like... Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, like, there's some really good stuff on the Reddit, like Floki posts on there, DFS Do posts on there. There's one guy who does like a cards to look forward to every week, and he kind of breaks down all the good things about the cards and like recommends shoes and stuff. Like, there's a lot of good stuff like that. Yeah, it's just when it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like everywhere. It's kind of like everywhere though. Like, Twitter is kind of the same. Like, YouTube is kind of the same. It's just that there's these forums are like specifically for people that are fans, and it is kind of like, it brings out the extremes of both ends. The extreme good, because obviously the 2KDB started off from a 2K Gamer thread and a spreadsheet from Kenny Mack, the GOAT, and it is one of those things. So
it's game changer.
It is the biggest. That's the biggest. Kenny Mack has had more of an impact on the way my team has played than anyone in the history of the game, and I don't care what anyone says. Next, Curry Slide.
Overrated. I mean, I'm Pro 2 made personally, but it is overrated. It is overrated.
I'm gonna agree. Why do you think it's overrated?
It's just people act like if a card doesn't have Pro 2, they can't do anything on the floor. And look, I'm the first to admit, I use the Curry Slide more than anyone. I'm okay if a card doesn't have the Curry Slide. I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm like, oh, I can't use this card. He can't Curry Slide. You don't need it to score, man, on either gen. And you definitely don't need it to score on next gen, because there's other size up escapes that are valid.
Have you done the the standstill directly left or directly right speed boost? You know the one where you stop and you go into like the ultra boost where you just go straight into a sprint going one direction. Have you ever done that into a Pro 1 size up?
No.
It's better than the Curry.
I haven't.
There are a lot of or do a momentum behind the back into a Pro 1, and it's momentum behind the back into another momentum behind the back. And it's like, Pro 1 is almost as broken as Pro 2, unless it's on a primary ball handler on next gen.
Yeah.
Like, you can combo so much stuff out of the Pro 1 because you get more space. It is slower than the Curry, but you get more separation off the Pro 1. Pro 1 sucks on the Curry.
Like, they made it a lot easier as well on next gen to like bump you out of the Curry. Yeah. Like, if you stand directly on the side, you know they're going, you're turning that ball over every time.
I will say the Curry is still the best, but it's not like
100%.
It's not like a case of if a card doesn't have the Curry Slide, they're unusable. It's like,
there's ways to get open on both gens without it. It's probably not as easy on current gen, but like, honestly, just speed boost glitch. Like, if you don't have the Curry, you'll be fine. Call a screen, walk one way and shoot. You'll be doing okay. I promise. But
like, one thing I've noticed is the Curry Slide is better against bums. So like, if you saw in like 250k final, how little did Splash Curry? I don't think Ty curried once. Did Ty even have any players that could curry except for Luka?
Use it though. Well, he had Kawhi, didn't he?
Yeah.
So Kawhi can do it.
Yeah. Like, even Splash with Hondo wasn't using it at all. He was just speed glitching into the quick stops.
Yeah, the only time I remember Splash does that little move when he has Sharp Edge that I stole, the double between the legs into the Curry. I have been abusing that. That's pretty disgusting. But that's like, he said he only does that when he has Sharp Edge. So
yeah, like, it is still the best move. But
that's because like, against a comp player, it's a lot harder. Like, you're not gonna get open off the Curry Slide because they're just gonna hedge dumb high on your screens anyway. So. You got to get creative.
Because I know there is one specific YouTuber like Jack Bill. He blames the curry slide on why the game is so bad. Like, he fully.
It's not a curry slide problem.
He blames the curry slide on it, and I'd love to actually get him on this because I really want to actually just talk to him. Because his content, I find his content really, really interesting. But I think the curry slide. I will say this: if you are playing someone that doesn't know how to stop the curry slide, you will win every single time. But it's just at a competitive level, most people figure it out. It's a little bit like. It's a bit like the momentum behind the back last year. Is that?
Oh God, how I missed that.
Yeah, but like, it was beatable. It wasn't the be all and end all. Like, Deep Hash was still more overpowered than any sort of momentum behind the back.
The thing with the explosive last year that made it so effective was you got stun animations off it, so it was really hard to pick up.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what made it so bad.
So, next we have got Steady Shooter Hatred. Underrated or overrated?
Overrated? I don't want to hear. It's not that bad, I promise. It's really not. Look, I primarily play on current gen. I share an account with Unbeatable Jacob. Shout out Jacob. He plays on next gen. All my cards have gold steady, minimum. Okay, I'm shooting just fine with it. If you're not hitting shots and you're blaming steady, it's because you're not timing your jump shots, I promise. The only difference steady makes is if you mistime a shot, there's a higher chance it's not going in. All I'm going to say is just green.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you have sharp badge and half steady and you green and 94% contested, that's the most satisfying thing. I promise it is.
And I'm going to say this, is like, when people straight arm with a card with steady, they blame steady. But when people straight arm with a card without steady, you're just like, I straight armed.
Then they blame the game, but if you straight arm, it's not because you have steady, it's because the game doesn't want you to hit that green.
And like, the one thing is, like, as much as people complained about it in 2K20, how many straight arms were we still shooting in June and July?
Oh, plenty.
And no card steady.
Steady was worse on 20. It was, like, everyone knew it, but like the difference is honestly minimal on this year's game. Like, in all fairness, for the guys who have committed to next gen full time, like, they deserve that badge because half blinders on next gen is the best badge in the game.
Not even close.
Not close. It is not close. Like, they deserve it.
The difference between half blinders is like blinders is like, you can actually shoot and be confident when you have half blinders. If you don't have gold or higher blinders, the court could be empty. You could be in shoot around, and you could still get an 87% contest.
Mm-hmm.
But the air can contest you without blinders. Like,
that difference between gold and half blinders isn't small. Like, it's a big enough difference having it half.
It is. I agree. Hall of Fame, but like Hall of Fame steady. One thing I will always say about steady is that nobody cared about steady at the start of the year when everyone was hitting every shot with John Stockton. And if I'm did Steph have steady? Did Steph have steady the
gold or the pink diamond? Yeah, I think he has a gold. I think.
No, he doesn't have it.
Doesn't?
But like people use John Stockton up until January, and John Stockton is gold steady, and nobody cared. He has gold steady and barely any shooting badges. It's just now that they start taking steady off cards, people are like, oh, these cards now have steady again. It's a disaster. It's like, no, it's
really not.
Would you rather have no steady or half steady on current gen? Maybe no steady, but it's so minor.
I'd rather have half steady. I'm not gonna lie.
You'd rather have half steady.
But when I locked in Hondo, I was praying for a half steady badge. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
But like, at the same time, I'm used to shooting with steady, so I don't notice the difference because every card I have has steady.
But it's like,
if it's the difference of me, like, I don't want to make mistime jump shots anyway. I want a green. So if I mistime a jump shot, it's on me. Let me just green it.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, in my gameplay for Thaddeus Young, I missed a bunch of whites, and they were just like, oh, you would have greened them, but you had steady. And I'm like, I have the meter on. You can see that I'm mistiming. Like, you can literally see it with the meter that I'm mistiming.
The green window? Like, I don't know if it does. Does it make it smaller?
No, it doesn't change the green window. As far as I'm aware.
You're literally fine.
Yeah, but like it might change the green window very, very slightly, but like so does putting a release on very quick. And people still like the release on very quick.
Very quick on a guard on current gen, and on next gen, like very quick's ideal on anyone under 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, 6'6" at the full speeds. But on current gen, on a guard, very quick is just chef's kiss.
Yeah, but I don't think steady is like a bad. I would
It's not.
I don't know if I'm on current gen would I rather no steady or half steady, but like on next gen, it's like maybe a 1% like negative on current gen, but it's like the difference between a card being one of the best cards in the game and borderline unusable on next gen. Like it's the reason why
I think it's like go ahead.
I was like, it's the reason why so many people used Ray Allen when he came out because he was like the only wing with half steady.
Yeah. I think it's just like, honestly, people see that badge now, it's a placebo effect. Honestly, they see steady and they're like, oh, I'm gonna miss so many more shots with this card. Might miss 2 more. On online versus difficulty, I might miss 2 extra shots. I honestly might.
Yeah.
At most. 'Cause everything's going in.
Yeah. Yep, that is pretty much it. And then on if you're playing on Hall of Fame, it makes no difference either because it's green or miss basically on Hall of Fame, whether you have steady or not.
For the most part, yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, I can't play on Hall of Fame because the only thing I can do on Hall of Fame is post hook.
Just green up.
How can you green up going from next gen to current gen and next gen to current gen 5 times a week? Like people are just like, oh yeah, you can't shoot on either gen, you can't be good at either gen. It's like, of course I can't. I literally play between flip flop between both. It's like playing 50% NBA Live, 50% 2K, and expecting to be good.
Yeah, going between both games is hell. I cannot lie.
It is.
It will mess you up.
I think next gen. I'm gonna say this now: Unlimited's more enjoyable on current gen. Whatever the hell they've done to next gen Unlimited, it is the most broken thing. It was so good until about January, and people are gonna say it's the cards, but it's not.
Yeah.
For example, I used the Amethyst Zach LaVine. You can do all the broken stuff with him, and he's not as good as the Pink Diamond Zach LaVine from December. But that Pink Diamond Zach LaVine wasn't doing the stuff that Amethyst Zach LaVine's doing now. It's the patches that made that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny because like when I made like my actual attempt at qualifying for 250k, which ended. I don't want to talk about how it ended. It was bad. My controller messed up and I shot a half court contested. But anyway, after that I was like, let me just go to next gen. Let me give it like an actual chance for my team because I hadn't really. And I moved over and I actually really enjoyed it. Like then like 2 weeks later, all of a sudden my cards are playing defense and everything feels wrong, and I was like, what has happened to this game? And everyone's on the Twitter timeline talking about it. I was like, all right, it's not just me, okay? Something has drastically changed here. But I was just like, I can't play this game when I'm just getting run by every possession. Like, this isn't fun either.
But basically, what ended up happening was, I'm almost certain, is that the park guys, they started. Okay, we finally gone off topic, so I'll just throw this in. But the park guys complained that the movement was too slow. So they turned every player into a freaking race car again.
Yeah. You can't avoid the NASCAR on either gen.
But you could. The players were slow, and that was a good thing. Like,
except Hakeem. Hakeem on next gen just.
Oh yeah, these so like there was random players that had super speed, but I mean, like that was a thing. That was just a funny thing. Hakeem, Shaq, Pokashevsky, those guys had super speed. But like the players moved way slower. And people complained, and now they move even faster than current. If you take out the burst, players move faster on next gen than current gen now. Because the park guys complained. And his stamina doesn't mean anything either. Like Gatorade symbol doesn't change anything anymore. It used to be that you could not score on Gatorade symbol. Like, when the game first came out, if you were Gatorade symbol, no matter what, you could have tireless shooter. You were not scoring.
Gatorade symbol to me just screams superpowers, honestly.
It's turned into that on both gens. It was always like that on current gen. Players shot better on Gatorade symbol. Like, obviously, they don't dribble as well, they don't run as fast, but they shoot better on Gatorade symbol. And it used to be, like, they weren't able to do anything on next gen on Gatorade symbol. And now they green everything. It doesn't matter.
You never realize the power of Gatorade symbols until you play someone running a 5-man rotation.
Or you run a 5. When I used to overall cheese with 5 man rotations, Emerald Thaddeus Young from the corner in 2K20 shot 100% on Gatorade symbol. I'm pretty confident for me.
I just can never run a 5-man confidently. Like, I need to have my bench, you know, when my starters just aren't performing, and I need to switch up something.
Yeah, 5-man 20 was bad. But last thing in the overrated or underrated, MyTEAM Seasons.
I don't know if you could say they're overrated. I'm gonna say underrated because it's a really good idea. There's a few kinks to work out. It's almost there. They just have a couple of things they need to change, and it's gonna be good. And they've already started kind of fixing some of the issues. But yeah, I don't think it's overrated.
I'm gonna say underrated, and I'm gonna go as far as to say it has been the best new inclusion in my team
100%.
since the auction house in 2K15.
100%.
And like the auction house, like the best new inclusion any MyTEAM game ever is the auction house, and you can't argue that. But it's been the best. Like
it brings. Go ahead.
It's like I got freaking nearly 400,000 views on Friday. There was not much hype about it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It brings so much hype because like everyone wants to know what's the free card, what else is coming. Like, what was it? I kind of lost track of myself there. But it brings so much hype, and like, you know, with the new season, you're getting new token cards. Like, it's more clear cut. It's a really good idea. I just think when they started it, it was probably a bit too much, like in terms of time invested. Yeah. They've worked on a lot now.
Yeah,
it is like it's a lot easier to get the cards now. Like if you don't get the cards now, unless you're like a really busy person, but I think if you played 8 hours a week max, you could get the cards.
I reckon an hour a day, and you don't even need to buy anybody. That's the thing. Because it used to be like the lower cards used to get you 100 XP. Now those lower cards are getting you best part of 1,000.
If you want them A1, you gotta put in the time.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to just wait it out, the last 2 weeks they dropped so much XP, like it's a lot easier. But that was the problem in like the first 2 or 3 seasons was
up till Wade.
So, like the amount of hours I put in for that Curry.
I gave up. I gave up after Curry, and then it was just the only reason I started again was I realized I wasn't even trying, and I got halfway to Kawhi. Like I didn't even open the menu. Yeah. I had 75,000, and I was just doing them randomly from playing the game. I'm like, if I actually put in the slightest bit of effort, I can get D-Rob.
Like I did Curry, I got him probably like first week. I definitely wasn't like anywhere near first. I gave up on Blake at like level 38. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just said whatever. Came back for Wade because I started sharing an account at that point, so it was whatever. And now, like, to put it into perspective of like how easy they make it, I finished D-Rob season with like 28,000 extra XP that I didn't even try to get.
Yeah,
it just happened from playing.
I got D-Rob with like 10 hours to go, so.
I did hear someone missed out. They fell asleep.
The guy on what's his name? Josh, Killer Josh at Jazz's podcast. He fell asleep and missed out by like 6,000.
Yeah. That would be hell. That would be hell.
That it would be absolutely horrendous.
Like that's so rough. I mean, he got Kareem though. You know, Kareem dropped the same day, so like, yeah, you're doing all right. You know.
I mean, yeah. True.
Kareem or D-Rob.
True, and you can always play Maxi Cleve at center. You're fine.
Who are you taking though? Starting center, Kareem or D-Rob?
Kareem. Oh no, next gen D-Rob, current gen Kareem.
You reckon?
Yeah. D-Rob's release is way better on next gen.
I like that. That Kareem release is fast on next gen. I cannot lie.
I'm gonna say Kareem. Kareem is the best by a mile on current gen. The best card. It's not even. There's no debate. He's the best card on current gen. Okay, so then we're finishing the underrated, overrated. Now we're going on to tier list. So I will be we will be doing this with any sort of guests we have. So this is just going to be the two of us straight away. So I just need to aim this properly. Okay, so we've got S tier to F tier. And we have got 2K14 to NBA 2K21. And then we have, I'm going to just add in a random next gen. So NBA 2K14. S tier to F tier. Actually, I'm going to change the names of these. Can I change the names? So we have got best, very good, occasionally had fun, some positives, but bad. Bad experience. And then I replace F tier with 2K18.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we all know where 2K18 was going. Like,
I'm having 2K. I'm putting 2K. I'm putting 2K18 in some positives, but bad, by the way, for my own. But 2K18 goes to 2K18 for you. Okay, so 2K14. Where do you want 2K14?
When it was the PS3 version, it was horrible. The jump to next gen, where PS4 was a little bit better. So like middle of the road.
So
some positives.
So occasionally had fun, or some positives but bad, or occasionally had fun.
Occasionally had fun.
Occasionally had fun. Okay. Then we got NBA 2K15.
Let me think. I don't even think of what game that was, honestly.
Zach LaVine dunking on everybody. Zigzag cheese. Baseline cheese.
Some positives, but didn't really like it.
That's all I can remember from that game. All right, so you got Dire for Dales. Okay, so NBA 2K16.
2K16. Let me think. Did I have fun on that game? I have to jog my memory here a little bit. What was the cheese in that game?
Steph Curry unblockable layups.
We're talking Steph being OP.
Half court shots with Steph.
Oh, that was the year Limitless was truly limitless.
It was the year it was the first year they brought in Limitless range.
Put that in like whatever is like B tier.
Do you want to put it in very good or occasionally had fun? Do you want to put it with 2K14 or ahead?
When Limitless was Limitless, that's a very good game right there.
Okay, 2K16 you got very good. Okay, 2K17.
Oh, that was a forgettable game if I remember right. I don't know if I enjoyed that game. That's like just above 2K18. I don't think I had fun on that game at all.
So bad experience for 17. Okay. So you got 2K19?
S tier. All the way up. We all the way up on 19. East 11. We all know. That was a fun game.
So we're back again. What ended up happening was there was an error and I accidentally put a hotkey because it wouldn't let me click stop recording. So I tried to put the hotkey as the number 1, and when I was typing in 2K18, it stopped recording. So we're on to our third try at getting this one section. This one section will be the bane of my existence. But 2K14, I put 2K14 in had fun category because it objectively just wasn't a good game. As in there wasn't anything to do really. Like the park was basic, my team was basic. I don't think there was a My League. My GM wasn't great. But it was fun. It was a big leap, and it was kind of the start of what we have now. Like, no auction house in my team. But I don't think you can object to say it's a bad game because the graphics were incredibly, incredibly good. Like, we were just talking about how bad... We were talking about graphical jumps and how much of a jump 2K14 was to 2K14 PS4, from 2K PS3 to PS4. But I'm just saying right now, there was absolutely no comparison in terms of graphics. Nothing is as big a jump as the Xbox Series S to the Xbox Series S. X, sorry.
Like the Series S trying to run next gen 2K might be worse visually than current gen 2K. Like honestly,
I'm talking PS3 level. Like it's
it's
way
bad.
worse. But like if you try to run it on 4K, like you can't make out the players' faces unless you zoom in. Like it's like, you know, when you see sometimes on PC games where when you zoom out, the players basically their face like deflates. And when you zoom into a certain point, their face like comes into focus. That's basically, it was like literally deflating faces. Players didn't have eyes unless you zoomed in far enough. Like you were looking at players in Park and they didn't have eyes. It was the weirdest thing ever. But
it was funny to watch though. It was very funny to watch.
yeah, my entire chat was just like, is he playing on PS2? Is this a mobile game? They were like, this can't be next gen. I'm like, this is next gen. But 2K15, I'm gonna put in had fun as well. This was the cheesiest game in history. Like, I don't care what anyone says about current 2Ks. There was no 2K cheesier than 15. Did you play you didn't play MyTEAM at all in 15, did you?
No, I didn't. I was purely Park back in those days.
Like the Park was the awful as well. Park had the .eye cheese, didn't it? And the demigod glitch.
Yes. Yeah, it did.
Because I'm pretty sure you could shoot off the, you know, when you pass it to the first player, you could pass it, you could shoot off the check, and because you couldn't contest it, it was just people shooting off the check the whole game.
Like that game's forgettable for me because I really don't remember much about it. It's been so long since I played it.
Yeah, I'm putting 2K16. I hated it. I don't care what anyone says. I hated 16. I'm putting 2K16 in bad. I didn't enjoy it at all. Like it nearly made me stop making YouTube videos. I hated this game. Like apparently it was great for Park, but I never played Park. And like a lot of people have really good experiences of this, but I didn't like it at all. Like it's objectively a decent game, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, see, like you played MyTEAM back in those days when it was just starting, you definitely had a different experience than most people on 2K because like we talk about it now, like how the game's still tailored to Park, but like back then it definitely was. Like
we got like
the player base for MyTEAM back then must have been tiny.
It was big. It was big enough. Well, the creators were big because it was the Jester and Cash Nasty. I think that's why a lot of people on MyTEAM associate 2K16 with good things, because it was when Jester, Cash, and all of them were heavy into MyTEAM. And I don't think that the game itself, MyTEAM mode, was awful. It didn't have anything. It had less than 15. Like, it was a downgrade 15-wise. The Gauntlet wasn't good. Like,
oh, I have seen videos of that. That like. Was there anything like unlimited back then, or was it just like strictly Gauntlet?
No, it was like it was road to the playoffs.
Okay.
So basically, it's like, you know, the seasons we have. You know what we have in unlimited now?
Yeah.
You go through that once, and that was it for the year. But you only need like 9 wins to complete the top tier. So if you could win 9 out of 12 games, it was like win 3, 4, 5, 6, and it ended at 9 for the final tier. Like people nowadays will be completing that in one day.
That sounds ridiculously
then,
easy.
2K17. I'm putting 17 very good. I really liked 17. Like, that was my... I think a lot of that might be to do with the fact that it was when I first started getting any sort of traction on YouTube. Like, I went from 2K17 into 2K17 with like 1,500 subs, and I left 2K17 with YouTube being a full-time job. So, I think it's a lot of that, but I did like it. It was kind of the start of Unrealistic MyTEAM. And I actually do like arcade unrealistic MyTEAM.
That's a thing, like kind of in the middle where I like it, and it's kind of like middle of the road, like January to March is probably my favorite sort of time where you're kind of getting gas cards, but it's not so wacky that it's just like, oh god, I've got a 7'7" Yao Ming just being a demigod.
I'm the opposite.
Like, there's some people who love when it gets to that like really cracked up stage. Like I know Jacob loves it at that stage, and I'm just like, I can't play anymore. Like
I'm the opposite. I love the start when there's no OP cards, and then I love the end when everyone's OP. I hate the semi-OP.
So you hate
stage.
you hate the in between.
Yeah. The in between
period.
The
start of the year is fun too. I like the start of the year. Maybe not the start of this year because you know.
I mean,
it was rough out in those streets unless you were a stick shooter, which I had to adapt to.
I mean, the start of the year every year is good for me because there aren't many people around who are better with lower overall players than I am. Like, I'll say that, like, there are not many guys that can run with a that will beat me with a Sapphire team. Both of us running Sapphires, like, there are not many people around either gen. Like, that's where my strengths are. Like, when there's squad restrictions, when I'm not very good with the God tier players. And that's what I say. I was like, you can compete. It's like, I can still compete, but I'm not, like, if, like, last year, if both of us used our God squads, you probably beat me. But if both of us used Diamond squads, or I probably beat you 10 times
I
out of
had
10.
that experience.
Yeah, what was it? You were down, you came back, but you were down 20 or something at halftime, weren't you?
Yeah, it was bad. Because I was just trying to, like, literally do everything with Dwayne Wade. Like, that was all I had.
And I was just there, like...
I was literally just about to say that. I was like, if you give me a God squad and I give you a God squad and we play each other, I'm confident in my chances. If you give me a budget squad and you a budget squad, I'm losing every time. I'm not good with lower ratings.
And the lower the cards get, the more I win by. And the higher the cards get, the more you win by, I reckon. I reckon best squad versus best squad, you beat me. I reckon if we play Emeralds versus Emeralds, it's a 50-point blowout.
All I've got is Daquan Cook at that point, and I better hope I can green with him.
Yeah, and I can green with about 10 different there's about 15 Emerald cards that I can use in this game. Like,
Daquan Cook's the only one I know because he's like the best Emerald, and
Cook is good. And I'm putting the 2K18 category. 2K18 goes above 2K18 category.
No, that's ridiculous. It's a 2K18.
Good experiences, but bad. I had so much fun cooking everybody in 18. I had so much fun.
The game was horrible in every facet.
It was so broken. It was fun. Like, you can't say you didn't occasionally have fun blowing by everybody every possession into snatchback threes, facing bombs and beating them by 150 points. You can't say
that's a valid method on current gen too, just running into a snatchback. It just ankle breaks people.
Yeah, but if they on-ball it, they just can't. Like,
yeah.
It only works their off-balling, but no, I had some very, very good experience with 18. There were days I had a lot of fun. It wasn't good. Like, I can't even put it in had fun because it sucked. Good. I had some good experience, but it was an overall bad game. But if you were a park player, I feel bad for you. Or a pro-am player.
Yeah, I was a park player primarily.
Yeah, like...
Not a good game.
18 was not the worst MyTEAM ever. And we had a lot of decent things in the actual game mode. But 18 was like... I call 18 the failed experiment. I think that, like, 18 had a lot of, like, positives going for it. And 2K tried so many new things with 18, and they just failed miserably. Like, they tried to bring in the neighborhood. It was too big. A little bit like what the city is right now. And they tried to bring in pack and playoffs, which was like a draft mode, and they failed miserably because they didn't update the cards.
Back, though.
I do, but if they're not going to update the cards, and we're still running Emeralds in July, they didn't update the cards once in that game mode.
A comparison to that is also like people begged for 2K19 boards on this year's game,
and they gave them back and people complained.
That it wasn't it wasn't specifically the boards people wanted, it was the prizes, because the prizes were better back then. We're still keeping like the one token and like the 100 MT and stuff.
Yeah,
like that no one wants.
I got a 100 MT, one token, 100 MT board yesterday.
That's tragic. Like, that's just tragic.
Yeah, people asked for them to remove the spinners though, so you can't say 2K weren't listening.
Spinners. That's
people
how I
asked
get my
for
tokens. That's how I get my tokens.
People did ask. Back. People did ask for 2K19 boards back.
Yeah, but you need. I'm telling you, you need those tokens. That's
the best boards are the middle. The best boards are the middle boards. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because most tokens show up.
No, most of the time you get the pack, and there's 4 chances of getting it, so you can wait it all out. I got 4 Flash 7 packs yesterday.
I don't want the packs. I want tokens. I got to start grinding early this season. I need to have 1,000 on lock for next season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's grim. I mean, I'm still on the Amethyst board, so that's a little bit different. But 2K19, we're going best here for 19. Yeah. But like, again, with 18, Unlimited was a bit of a disaster with the price ranges, or with the like salary cap. But all the new cards all had low salary, so you had to like buy the new cards to play with OP squads. So like if you use like a day 1 squad, 3,000 salary will get you like a bunch of Sapphires, then 3,000 salary with all the brand new cars get you all pink diamonds. It was a shambles, but it was a failed experiment, and I had fun at times. 2K19, I think everyone puts 2K19 at top tier, especially if you're a MyTEAM player.
I got into MyTEAM late that year. Like, I think what was the Dunker set that year? That was when I started playing MyTEAM in 19.
That was like Christmas. Tracy McGrady, Dwayne Wade. It was like, it was Christmas.
I didn't play it like a lot. It was just something I did when I was like bored. Honestly.
20.
Rose-colored glasses, and you know it is. Look back with fond memories.
I'm putting 20 in the 18 category of good experiences but bad, because I had a lot of fun times on 20, but I also hated the game.
Now we need to get you into the 2K20 team up lobby that we occasionally do. I promise you'll have fun.
That's what I mean. Like, I had fun playing 20, but the game was terrible. I also like, I've also raged more in 20 than I ever raged in any 2K game outside of 21. Like, there
was a lot of wacky stuff going on in that game, but it was fun. It was fun in its own little 2K20 way.
It was simultaneously the most fun I've had in a 2K game and the most annoyed I've ever been in a 2K game. It was fun
when you were winning.
Yeah, if you weren't blowing somebody out by 50, you wanted to quit the game and never play it again. Base 98, like, no, if you weren't winning by 50, you never wanted to play. And competitive, like, if you watch me playing competitively, I was throwing lobs from everywhere, and it was carnage. 2K21 goes into the 2K18 category. 2K21 next gen.
Now you're gonna put this one up higher. You love that game.
No, I'm putting it right. The way 2K21 next gen, up until about middle of January, goes into somewhere between very good and best. Somewhere between 17 and 19. It's in that top 3 for me, MyTEAM wise. But post January, I mean, it's in the 2K18 category.
Yeah.
Like, right now, 2K21 next gen is bottom tier. It's bottom tier.
But it's unplayable, from what I'm hearing anyway, because I had to get off it. It was bad.
TTO is playable. TTO is playable.
Fair play to the guys who are sticking with 5v5 on next gen, because I've heard nothing but horror stories right now.
I think they're both unplayable. I think 5v5 in 2K right now on both gens is unplayable. But I think that 2K... I'm going to give 2K21 next gen. I'm going to put it in good but bad experiences, because it was good for quite a while. And also, triple threat's very fun. I hate triple threat on current gen. I hate everything about current gen. Triple threat's broken. The Pro CPU doesn't miss. The Hall of Fame CPU doesn't miss. You can't hit unless you green on Hall of Fame CPU. So it's nearly impossible to win any of these like offline things. So, like, current gen is objectively the worst 2K there's ever been. In my opinion, it's objectively the worst 2K there's ever been. It's not close. Next gen... There are ways you can make next gen fun. Next gen is playing offline on next gen is really fun. Like, it's the best offline experience ever, and I'm putting it out there. It's the best offline experience there's ever been in a 2K game. I know people don't look for that, but it's a thing. Obviously,
there's some people who exclusively play offline.
Yeah, if you're an exclusively offline player, next gen is the best there's ever been. The game looks good. There's a lot of good. The movement was good for a while. Like, it was realistic. But now obviously not. There's no obviously place for it, but I'm putting it somewhere between good. It has to go above 18 and 20. I mean, right now though, it sucks. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in good experiences but bad, because most people that are watching this are for 5v5 MyTEAM, and it's potentially the worst it's ever been. But I mean,
I don't think I entirely agree that current gen 5v5 is unplayable. It's a bad experience because everyone's just NASCARing around the place. I'm more confident of getting a stop on current gen than I ever will be on next gen right now.
Yeah. And do you want to know one big thing about next gen is adaptive coaching engine is broke. So if you turn adaptive coaching engine off, all of your defensive settings aren't going to work. But if you turn adaptive coaching engine on, it does what it wants. So, like,
there's so many like little things that
it's literally broken
about the 5v5 experience that was just like entirely unnecessary on next gen.
Do you know that they released an entire video telling everyone that adaptive coaching engine is broken and never told anyone that they released a video? Like the Caesar, like the gameplay dev. He put out an entire video, and 2K never shared it anywhere. So there's a video from a 2K dev saying, "Do not turn off adaptive coaching engine. It is broken. We cannot fix it." Like they've said it. They've said they cannot fix it. They were saying we've tried to fix it, and it's broken the whole game. They literally made a video saying we cannot fix adaptive coaching engine. Please turn it on, because if you turn it off, everything goes to crap with your settings.
That's the guy who literally coded the defensive AI.
Yeah, the defensive AI was fine. Whatever the hell they've done to it recently, players didn't help. If you run a high pick and roll at the top of the key, the corner guy sprints away from his man, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But there was a stage. I'm not gonna lie. It was good at the start. The defensive AI was fine at the start, but there's one glitch that's only come into the game in the last 2 patches, where I think they tried to change something, but you can glitch people out of the corners now on next gen, where you couldn't at the start of the game.
Mm-hmm. I just remember watching one of his YouTube streams like right before the game dropped, and I remember at the end he said like, working on defense, but like honestly, it's probably not going to be where we want it for like the next 2 or 3 years. And at that point, I just lost hope on getting a stop for at least 3 years.
I got so angry because he said, and he goes, the defensive AI is fine if you play basketball. If you cheese the game, it's not fine. It's like, how is calling a 5 out cheesing the game? Like on current gen, if you call 5 out, the 2 guys in the corner are wide open. There's nothing you can do. There's no settings you can put in.
That was so bad.
There's no settings you can put.
Better now. It's better now.
It's not better now. People are just better at rotations. If you play a scrub, you're getting an open corner 3 every possession if you call a 5 out.
You know that drop step, or not the drop step, the hop step still works a little bit?
Yeah, but you can't hop step through people. You can only hop step. If they're behind you, it basically grabs them for a dunk.
Yeah, I'm just talking like it does make the corners drop still.
Yeah.
It's just not as bad as 20 where you could literally hop step in, pump fake 10,000 times, and then just pass it out.
Oh, but like, yeah, like that's the problem. It's like on next gen, you glitch people out of the corners. If you are at the halfway line or if you're in the middle and you call a screen and roll, what you attack strong side, the strong side defender helps in every single time you have a wide open corner 3. It works against the AI literally every possession. And you get wide open. And they're like, how is running a high pick and roll glitching the game? How can they say with a straight face, AI is fine if you play basketball, and you can't run a pick and roll without the AI glitching? Like, how can they say that with a straight face?
Before next gen dropped, like the start of 21 in general, when you could literally call like a very high pick and roll, like from like the half court and the corners, which just both collapse in, you're just like, how do I defend from this?
You can't.
Like, they're just gonna not one of the core.
You literally had to guess. You literally had to guess which corner was going to be open.
Trying to just like do crazy things with settings to like just get it to stop, like 4 corners tight, all sorts, like, and it just none of it worked. It was so bad.
Oh my god, like, it was just 2K21 current gen. But like all of them things are kind of still possible. It's just it's a lot easier to defend all of those things when you've got demigods all around the place. And that can play lanes like, everywhere. But like nobody could play lanes, like no cards could play lanes at the start of the game. So like you couldn't force people into anything.
That Pascal Siakam at the start of the year was getting bumpy on defense for me, but he was like the only one.
Yeah. Which so we'll leave it there. That's well over an hour. So anything you want to close with?
And nothing entirely. Just thanks for having me on this. It's a lot of fun. Like looking forward to doing a lot more episodes, talking my team things, talking content. Whatever. It's just a lot of fun doing things like this. Like it's probably one of the things that actually kind of keeps me invested in the game somewhat. Yeah.
And like it's the same with me. Like you guys can tell, and again, like it's very obvious for my viewers, like people watch me just to talk about my team. Like I genuinely enjoy the mode. I enjoy all this stuff. I hate playing this game competitively and I never want to do it again, but I actually do enjoy the mode. So yeah, it's quite a good thing. So let's go for the outro. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the air, my hands rocking. When I link with ball point, you know it's not.